What's up, guys? GP here with another Friday evening live stream. I told you guys I was going to come back. Let me see if I raise this desk a little bit. That does make the mic situation a little bit better. That should be good. I'm watching the Bucks Pacers game. Pacers up 67-55 with 22 seconds left of the first half. So I won't be talking about the game much. But I wanted to get this done because I'm going to like a family type dinner tonight, and I wouldn't probably have time to live stream later. So I figured I'd just jump on right now. Why not? It's been a decently long week. I haven't been smoking a whole bunch today. I have the bong here as well as the Solo 3. So I'm going to load some Solo 3 bowls. And I'm vaping or puffing on some of this peanut butter mint that you guys saw me review earlier this week. And I've liked it a lot. It should get my appetite nice and ready for dinner tonight. If no one pulls up, that is what it is. Either way, I was going to have a session right now. So I was like, man, I may as well just turn on the camera. If you guys can hear the music in the background, please let me know. I'm rather enjoying it, but I don't want to get flagged from YouTube. One person on the live stream, welcome in. Appreciate you pulling up. It's early. I wish I was doing this a little bit later. Gianna Jones, what's good? Hi, welcome in. Thanks for coming to hang out. Perfect. I have it playing in the background. I didn't want it to be on. It's by Nascent. It's like an R&B soul album. At least is what it says on Apple Music. I just got put onto it today, but the features have been insane. So I'm really enjoying it. Loading this bowl. About to enjoy this Friday night. For some reason, today went by so fast and so slow at the same time. That doesn't really make sense, but I swear it was fast until like 1 o'clock, and then the rest of the day kind of crept by. I work from home, so I can't complain too much, but at the same time, the last few hours crawled. Oh shit! Thank you, Gianna. Yeah, I do it sometimes, obviously, still the cannabis stuff, but I've definitely tried to branch out, struggling to branch out and do different types of content. But regardless of the content I'm putting out, I appreciate you, Gianna, for continually tuning in. There's 3 viewers on here now, so welcome in. If anybody has anything to say, feel free to type into the chat. This week was kind of long. We're getting into summer here in Chicago. We're getting into summer, and there's still some cold days mixed in there, how Chicago tends to be. So there were some days that were like beautiful, sunny, just enjoyed it. And some days went outside, it still felt like it was winter. But we're slowly creeping towards every day being at least 60s. Most of our week this week was like 40s to 50s. So I'm looking forward to the 60s. Small first hit. Let it warm up a little bit. You're in Philly. Okay, you were a 76ers fan. I was in Philly earlier this year. I like Philadelphia. What y'all got out there? Y'all got like that. That's what it's called. Last time we went to that Reading Terminal. Pretty sure that's how you say it, or that's what the name of it is. We had Reading Terminal over in Philly. If y'all ever in Philly, nice food court. It was so packed. Good God, it was so packed, but it's nice. I mean, I've had a lot of it. The Maxes and the Ishkabibbles and the I've had a good amount of food actually out in Philly at this point because I've been a few times, but I I rock with Philly. My sister lives over there. She went to Temple. And you're from Denver. Okay, I got close ties with Denver too. I used to live in Fort Collins. So I used to be in Denver like once a month. Some Avs games. No, just one Avs game, but multiple Nuggets games. I'm a Nuggets fan actually. But some Nuggets games, some Rockies game. Dispensary prices were cheaper down in Denver. So I've been down. I used to go over to Boulder. Some used to go over to. I'm just ranting at this point, but good God, I can't remember the name of it. It's hiking town right outside the Rocky Mountains. I didn't go to CSU actually. I actually went to school at Texas Tech, and I took a year off. I just lived up there, and I would go up to Wyoming and snowboard, and a little bit in the Front Range and snowboard too. But I just took it some really just one semester off of school and then went to school online out there. But I had CSU friends. I hung out with CSU people because I worked at a restaurant across the street from CSU. But I like it up in Fort Collins. I like it more than Denver. That's for sure. Denver's an okay place. Not to insult your hometown or anything, Gianna, but I thoroughly enjoy Fort Collins. I like Boulder and stuff too. Denver's just what I think Denver is gosh, I don't want to insult anybody's home, but a letdown. I think because it had been touted as like that weed capital and such a cool place and shit. But the cool stuff for me is really outside of Denver. Like I like the hiking and stuff like that. Because if you go to Denver, like nightlife and stuff like that, I feel like you're gonna be somewhat disappointed because it's pretty much a small town. It's a very small place. And with that being said, it doesn't sound like a small place, and that sounds crazy, but it doesn't sound like because some places are small, but they feel like bigger places, like like maybe like a Austin or something like that, or even like a Nashville. These places aren't huge, but they're still pretty substantial. Like Denver's actually a small place. That being said, I still enjoy going, but since I used to live out there, people are always asking me advice about going and whether they should go and whether they would enjoy it. I'm like, but if you don't like hiking, winter sports, or you truly can sit in a hotel and smoke weed for hours and not really want to do much, like then Denver might not be the place for you, especially now that there's so many places to go smoke weed nowadays. It was cool when Denver was that spot, but now that there's a lot of places, Denver isn't as necessary as it used to be. And that's another thing, Gianna. Now that weed other places has gotten so good, it's not even like weed there is that amazing anymore. It used to be like great because it was only a legal place where there's a lot of it, but now it's not. The draw is like leaving. I bet they're feeling it too because I remember that some dispensaries were closing a few years ago. I don't know why that bowl felt like it went so fast. I guess I didn't even pack it all the way technically. But I hope you like Philly, Gianna. It's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool spot. It's no Chicago, but nah, Philly's a cool spot. And you get that New York City access. I know a lot of people in Philly don't even go to New York City. Most of them don't go to New York City, but in my eyes, especially coming from Texas, you're within like an hour like that, you have access. Like you can go to New York City for a night or for a weekend easily. And I am jealous of that. I drove to New York City in January and it's not close for us. It's not close for us Chicagoans here. Coming from Texas, I think everything's close. Because in the grand scheme of things, I'm like I grew up in Texas, and I'm giving y'all random facts. But since I grew up in Texas, like my college was like 3 hours further than New York is. No, 3 hours closer than New York is to here. So, and it was in the same state. I say that to say, like, I grew up in Houston, and Houston to Lubbock is damn near the distance as here to New York City. So when you come from Texas, almost everything feels close, unless you're really doing like cross country trips. The hardest part of driving somewhere from Texas is fucking leaving Texas. I'm gonna turn this bad boy up a little bit. So, guys, after making all this Air Riser content, for anybody who's watching this in the future or now, I do have an Air Riser discount code, and I'm gonna start putting that in the videos. I just wanted to let you guys know about that. The hard work paid off, but I've just been worried about putting in the descriptions and stuff like that. But definitely look out for that if you guys are looking at getting any Air Riser products. And I don't like doing a whole bunch of like marketing type push and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, they're not always running a sale. I'm like, I might get a little percentage or whatever. But if y'all can get this stuff for cheaper and more people can come on live in the sessions and shit like that, I think that's dope. So I am gonna talk more and more about that. Probably coming up here next week. I'm just trying to make sure that YouTube's not gonna play me. Oh, I didn't even heat it up. I wasn't expecting too many people to get on here. I understand it's early. Like people are literally probably just getting off of work. And if you live not in my time zone, you're literally like just walking out of work. So, and if you're on the East Coast, like Gianna, then you might have been out of work for a little bit longer. Or some people may have had the day off today. I don't know y'all's lives, but I understand that I probably could have got this live popping a little bit better at like 7:38, but I got shit to do tonight. Not unfortunately. I think it's a good thing. I have some shit to do tonight. People who like staying home like me, it's a toss up whether something good is good news or something to do is good news or bad news. And shit, if I'm bored enough tomorrow, I'll hop up back on here. I don't think I'm going to be, but the playoffs is on. Like I enjoy just getting on here and watching the games and stuff. But I also don't have any plans this weekend, and getting on here and chilling and smoking with you guys is actually a fantastic way to save money. I got some plans coming up this summer that I'm gonna need right now's money for. So I plan on spending as much time around my house, around my home, apartment, whatever, as possible. And that may involve just sitting on here smoking with you guys. Weeble, what's good? Thumbs up to you as well. I appreciate you pulling up. I'll probably be on here for another like 20 minutes. Just letting you guys know. Probably about 6:15. Then I got just a couple things I gotta do before I go out. I'm used to just chilling on Friday evenings for real. But it's good to switch things up sometimes. Can't just always sit at home and smoke weed and read and watch basketball and stuff. Sometimes you gotta get out in the world and do some shit. So they say. That hit hard. All right, I'm back. If you guys have anything lit up or smoking, vaping, edibles, put in the comments what you guys are consuming during this session or on this evening. We're finally starting to see more Nikola Jokic commercials. I guess his English is now like he's confident enough in his English and his ability to be funny, telling, being in English and shit. He's in so many more commercials now. Good God. It's good to see. You got to get the about to be 3-time MVP on the television screen, bro. People got to know him. I'm a Jokic fan. I'm a Nuggets fan in general, like I said earlier in this. Purple Wookie. Sheesh, well, that sounds nice. Sounds really good. If you weren't here earlier, I do have currently some peanut butter mints. That same strain that I reviewed for you guys earlier in the week. Some 93 boys. Much better. I was not trying to cough too much. Early in the week, be real with y'all, my throat started hurting. I was coughing so much at one point. I think I had filmed. No, it was after I had filmed that video. I was like, I gotta turn this shit down. I filmed a video trying to get bit clouds in the video and shit like that. And I was like, there's no need for this. It's not like I'm getting more high or anything. So the game is back on now. Indy's up by 14. Sheesh, ever since Milwaukee's won the ship, it's been like downhill since. S. You just put H in there. I don't know exactly what that means, but welcome in, S. Appreciate you pulling up to the live stream. Or opening the app or opening up your computer, however you're watching it, on your television maybe. It is always a crazy idea to think, because I watch YouTube primarily on my television. Not primarily, but like half and half of my television. It's crazy to think that I'd be on some people's TVs, like on my videos and stuff. But for anybody who's putting me on their television, I appreciate it. I humbly appreciate it. And I hope you're enjoying it. I'm trying to get better at the whole video making thing. Because one thing I do know about myself, I am a ranter. And so I'm trying to have the videos be like concise. Like, this is what I said I was going to talk about. This is what I'm talking about. Not getting off on these side rants and telling y'all about a bunch of shit y'all don't want to hear about. Weeble, I will say, if I could roll up right now, I would. I can't roll up inside where I'm at, and it's actually raining outside. But if I could roll up, it would be my preference for sure. It's no complete switch for me. Like, I still smoke J's outside on walks and stuff like that. Whenever, during the summer, I have like more of a, it's barely what you would call a patio, but I have a little patio terrace space up here that I can sit out on and smoke. That's definitely what I prefer. The vape is just good because it's what I have inside, and it's what I've started to use just because it doesn't make my place so loud. but I miss making my place loud. It was actually one of my great joys in life. Like smoking out an apartment it's an ignorant, enjoyable experience. Because I get that it's not the smartest thing, but you roll one up, roll a couple up, play some Wii bowling, write a few pages down, record a video. You're having a good watch a movie. You're having a good day. The vape. You're having a good day, in my opinion, and I enjoy it. The joint, you could be having a great day. The joint, and you're sharing it like and on vacation, somebody else, something like that. You could be having a fantastic day. Potentially one of the best days you've had. It's hard for me to imagine hitting the vaporizer and having one of the best days I've had. Maybe that's a bad thing to say, considering how much I'd be hitting the vaporizer. But in my mind, an amazing, fantastic, one of the best days I've had probably involves rolling up at least once. I'm not saying all day, but this is the ranting I'm talking about. But that's what live is for. It's more of a ranting process, much less of a succinct idea process. So pretty much, if y'all do end up in the solo though, like sometimes the clouds for me are just like I don't need that much, so I just split it up into two. Each like on the on-demand hits, I just split it up into two, and that works out better for me. Just a tip. I picture in my mind, somebody puts on this video, they see me hitting the solo, they have a solo, they're choking or having a hard time with it, and then they'd be, all right, that's a good tip. That's the ideal person who heard that tip. I got caught looking at these new Bose headphones. They clip onto your ear. Anthony Edwards had them on in this Bose commercial. I like that. I like those a lot. Ultra open. They just clip on your, like they clip literally onto your ear right here, and the sound is just like going in. That's, I know they're probably a good $350, but I like those. I'm gonna have to look those up. Chino, what's good? It's been a minute, bro. Hope you're doing well. Yep, 300. Ultra open earbuds. Sheesh, I'm gonna have to buy those when they come out with like the third generation. I'll buy the first generation. Everything drops at $400. Eventually gets down to like $150. But I like the concept. What's good? Yeah, I remember you. I remember from your thumbnail. If you had changed the thumbnail, I would have been thrown off. But since I haven't been on here, I've been used to like looking at thumbnails. So a lot of people have like the same people are coming back from my lives, which I appreciate. And the thumbnails are the thing that's saving me. But Yoel, I appreciate you. You were up in Wisconsin, I believe. Don't be upset if that's wrong, but if I remember correctly, you were in Wisconsin before. But that it's been some years, and I know life switches up. Should have a couple more hits in here, and that should last me the rest of this session, really. Okay, well, you're almost out of there. And you'll enjoy Chicago, man. I'm sure you've been in a good amount at this point. Chicago's a special place, especially now that, now that the summer's coming and stuff like that. But even in the winter, to me, this is a special place. Weeble, I get the paranoia. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what type of vaporizer you have, or maybe I need to do a different temperature. But every now and then, I'll get if I hit it too long, I can get a little bit paranoid with this. Really more paranoid than I can with the J, because the J is gonna go out. I don't roll big J's for real. I don't roll big J's and put it out or anything like that. I'm more of like, sometimes I'll set it down, but I'm more of like a small single serving J type person. I know some people will smoke a gram in a sitting, and I can transparently say I don't have money for every session to be a gram for me. But and I don't really want that much each time either, if I'm being real. Like, if I was a multi millionaire, I would legit smoke like 0.4 joints, 0.4, 0.5 joints that I roll myself. I don't care how much weed I had. There's just no need for me to like consistently have that much. You find the vapor 10 times stronger than the smoke. See, everybody's different with that. Weeble was saying that it's not as satisfying though. I think they're just different. I don't know if I know, or if I have an opinion on which one's like stronger for real. Because the vape gets me to a certain level, and the joint gets me to a different type of level. Bongs get me to even a different type of level, but they're all more like unique than superior. Because it's a lower chance with the vaporizer I'm gonna get tired. I would say that, like, no matter what I put in the vaporizer, it's a higher chance it's gonna hit me more like quote unquote sativa than indica. Like, a joint, in my opinion, is the truest method of how a strain makes me personally feel. Like, if it's indica, hybrid, sativa, whatever, I'm gonna feel the effects most exact or closest to what they're supposed to be in a joint, is what I would say. Everything in the airizer or vaporizers in general is going to be a more uplifting thing. What do you mean by it's making people emotional? Like, they respond to smoking it, or they respond to the product itself? Because THCA, I'm up in the air on whether it's even anything different, if I'm being real. You vape at 250 degrees Celsius. I'd have to see what that is in Fahrenheit. $480. I think I'm 380. Yeah. Nah, yeah, I vape at 380. I wish I vaped a little lower sometimes. I don't mind like 370, 375 vaping at. I don't know what that would be in Celsius, but a considerable amount lower than that. That's for sure. I mean, because it's 100 degrees lower in Fahrenheit. So I guess it would be 100 degrees lower in Celsius too, right? Good God. I'd be so ashamed in my knowledge of like Celsius and kilometers and stuff like that. That stuff is kind of confusing, though. You're saying you think it's the high of it. I see. I haven't found it. I found it to be, depending on the THCA type, like whether they're almost even whether they're classifying it as hemp or not. Because some THCA, I've started to get some weed on the street now that really tastes like THCA bud. And because now that I've actually been to a THCA grow, had what they consider hemp THCA, like psychoactive weed or whatever, and in my personal opinion, like now that I've had some on the street that tastes like that, it's just like a bit milder. I don't know exactly what it is, to be real with you. It's a big reason why I've made a good amount of videos on it, and I try to explain THCA and how a lot of it's really just a loophole type terminology thing. But it still confuses me because THCA bud still isn't the exact same. I don't know if the flowering process is different. I don't know if I know enough about the growth process to truly explain why what they consider THCA bud is truly different. Yeah, I don't know. As 250 is super high to me, but some people like it like that. Like Weeble likes it like that. I can't knock their thing, but that's too high for me. When I get over like, I don't even really like it too much over like 405. I don't think I ever put it past like 405 degrees Fahrenheit. And that's really because it's just, in my opinion, for my bud and what I need, one, I feel like I'm wasting bud because I feel like it's going to last shorter, but I could be tripping. I don't think there's a right or wrong way to do it. So this is gonna look like this looks like it's gonna be my last hits. I'm probably about to jump off of here. Looks like Indiana is probably gonna win this game, but there's still time for Milwaukee to come back. I know there's a lot of stuff you guys could be watching and doing on Friday evenings. I'm happy you spent this last like 20, 30 minutes with me. I've enjoyed it. I'm gonna be back soon for another live stream. And I will see you guys next time.